If a year ago you would have told me that there would be a story that involves Donald Trump, James Gunn, Zack Snyder, Warner Brothers, DC, and Paramount, I probably wouldn't have believed it, but we do live in a strange timeline, and somehow all of these seemingly different roads have now managed to intersect in something of a pop culture and even political battleground, one that will ultimately decide the fate of James Gunn's DCU moving forward, and even potentially open the door for Zack Snyder to return. Now, I know that's a lot to take in, but in this video, I will explain how all of these things are connected and how they could potentially play out. For those of you that are new to my channel, I was one of the first to declare James Gunn's Superman movie a flop over 3 months ago, and that Warner Brothers were unhappy with Gunn behind the scenes. I only mention this because for a while the mainstream media were trying to sell the public a completely different narrative, but now even they can't hide the truth anymore. And before we dive in, if you'd like to be notified anytime there's new developments with DC, please make sure to like and subscribe so that you're always up to speed. As most of you know, Warner Brothers is currently up for sale these days, and right now Paramount, backed by the very rich Ellison family, seems to be the most serious candidate to buy it. The problem is that Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav, who's considered an expert at navigating company mergers and acquisitions, is unhappy with the amount Paramount is currently offering. And without boring you with all the financial details, I'm going to explain this to you in the most simple and straightforward way, even if you're not a financial expert. The more money that Paramount offers for Warner Brothers, the more money Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav himself makes on the deal, and I mean personally, in his own pocket. So with Paramount's current offer of $25 a share, that would mean that Zaslav would only walk away with $200 to $300 million, whereas if Paramount raised their offer to something like $30 to $40 a share, Zaslav would then walk away with something between $400 to $500 million, and he's looking for the bigger payday. But now Paramount have an ace up their sleeve that could potentially force Zaslav's hand into accepting a lower offer even if he doesn't want it. You see, the very rich Ellison family, who are the majority stakeholders in Paramount, are right-leaning in their political views and also happen to be good friends with US President Donald Trump. And the reason this detail is important is that these type of big company mergers often require government approval in order to avoid any type of antitrust and monopoly claims. In a nutshell, according to what the New York Post is reporting right now, Trump prefers to see Paramount buy Warner Brothers, and if this ends up being the case, he would make the deal go smoothly when it comes to the government, whereas other potential bidders like Amazon, Netflix, Apple, and Comcast could suddenly find themselves facing some unexpected hurdles should they also make offers. And using this information, the Ellisons could put pressure on Warner Brothers shareholders and even the board to accept the Paramount deal, even if David Zaslav doesn't like it, and this would create something of a hostile takeover situation. And how does all of this impact DC and James Gunn? Well, as Cosmic Book News has recently reported, it is believed that if Paramount does buy Warner Brothers, James Gunn will likely be quickly fired, or if nothing else, his contract won't be renewed by the end of 2026. That's because beyond Gunn producing poor results for the company and losing the money, his overly political far-left agenda peddling in both Superman and Peacemaker are not what the Ellisons want to see at DC, and this would likely cement James Gunn's exit. And James Gunn seems to be aware of all of this because just weeks after calling people that didn't like his Peacemaker show ists and phobes, he then softened his tone, saying that it was okay to dislike Peacemaker. He's also admitted in an interview with Boba Talks this week that he didn't know how long he would still be in the role of DC co-CEO, a type of humble approach that we haven't seen from him until now. And the most interesting twist in this whole story is that over the past week or so, Zack Snyder has emerged from the shadows to reignite his DCU fan base and generate renewed interest in his DC movies, likely to try to pave a way for his own return. As I've previously reported, for a few years now, Snyder had taken the high road when it came to James Gunn, even though Gunn had fired all of Snyder's DCEU cast members and had essentially deleted anything Snyder-related from his new DCU universe, aside from Gunn's own wife, of course. But like a seasoned politician himself, the same one that managed to revive his own Snyder Cut a few years back, Snyder now sees that Gunn is down for the count, and he's taking full advantage of this unprecedented opportunity. At first, Snyder made sure to post some DCEU photos of Henry Cavill's Superman, Ben Affleck's Batman, Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, hinting that he still wants to make the Dark Knight Returns movie. And while some people had initially claimed that perhaps Snyder had only posted these photos in order to reminisce about memories past, but now there's been another development that proves that these pictures that Snyder posted were in fact strategically timed. mind. You see, as also reported in Cosmic Book News, Snyder has just liked a video that is clearly aimed toward gun shills who claim that Henry Cavill was grim and negative as Superman by showing more lighthearted moments of Cavill's Superman portrayal. This is very much a DCEU versus DCU type of post, and Zack Snyder liking it is not a coincidence. It's a statement telling everybody, I'm still here and I want to make another DCEU movie, and there's still an audience for it. Now, what'll happen moving forward? It's still hard to tell, but as I've said in recent videos, right now there's at least a chance that Snyder could return in some capacity, especially if Paramount purchases Warner Brothers in DC. It's far from being a done deal, but it is at least a theoretical possibility, something that was pretty much unimaginable just a few months ago. And of course, as always, I will continue to keep you posted as things develop, and if you always want to stay informed, please take a second now to like and subscribe, as it would really help an independent entertainment news reporter like myself. Thanks for watching, my friends. Thank you, and good day.
I am such an awesome guy. I make so many videos. But